Should you be foam rolling? Should you use a big PVC pipe? Should you use the big rumbler with spikes? Should you use just a regular foam roller? I don't know. Do you use a peanut? Do you use a lacrosse ball? There's so many different tools to perform self-myofascial release. Where do you start? And even, should you be foam rolling? That's the $1 million question. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Mark Bruce, owner of Fit Strength Performance, and I'm going to talk about should you be foam rolling. This is a conversation I have with the athletes I work with, the coaches that I communicate with, the adults that I train. Foam rolling, per research, does highlight that it does have benefits, right? So there is a value to foam rolling. The question is, to what extent? Right, so various research will identify that foam rolling is very helpful to release, the fascia surrounding the muscle, and it can help you access more ranges of motion. But what research also does highlight is that it is short term, right? So if you stretch your hamstrings out or foam roll your hamstrings, you may not be able to touch your toes. You may not be able to, lengthen the muscle, lengthen the hamstring, right? Get more, increase flexibility, right? So foam rolling does not increase flexibility. However, it is going to release that fascia. It is going to allow you to get in better positions from an athletic standpoint, as well as from a lifting standpoint. So there's some highlights. It also is going to improve intramuscular coordination. So what that all means is foam rolling has a lot of value depending on the areas you're targeting. So there could be some changes in movement up to 10 to 30 minutes after foam rolling, but then it does go back to normal. That's why we highlight foam rolling in addition to strength training. So these are all different modalities of soft tissue work, myofascial release, movements that we'll do with athletes. So to me, is foam rolling beneficial? I believe so, but there is this psychological perspective, right? You don't need to foam roll before a workout. You don't need to foam roll after a workout. You don't need to foam roll, late into the night, but there are benefits and value. So, when it comes to foam rolling, there's a great benefit to recovery. And those are the big pieces that I think athletes, adults miss out on. Going to the gym is super easy. Playing your sport is super easy, but results occur through recovery, and that's how you can get adaptation. And if you don't recover, that's where injuries can occur. So what we like to do with foam rolling is we like to target specific areas of the body, right? So if you're someone that struggles getting into a squat, if you're someone that can't get into a lunge, if you're someone that you're shooting and you're just not getting full range of motion, or your wrist isn't cocked back enough, we could find value in soft tissue work to access other ranges of motion. So that could be foam rolling your calves and then implementing some dynamic movements, some static stretching, then going into your strength training and or your skill work. So the huge value of foam rolling is if it can get you in better positions, it's going to allow you to be more explosive. It's going to allow you to produce more force. It's going to allow you to be more effective because your movement is more optimal now, right? You're able to get lower on defense. So we see a lot of athletes who they might be stuck here. That could be a TFL issue. That could be limited hip IR. That could be a glute issue. So you could foam roll those areas to improve that range of motion, right? So I talk to people all the time, like, I'm not in love with foam rolling. So if you walk into a training session, you're like, I hate foam rolling. Well, already you don't want to. So already you're going to be in a negative mindset entering that training session, which could have more detriment to your performance, right? But if you're someone who is tight, who's stiff, who can't access various movements, this is where we'll target those specific movements. This is where we could use a different variation of a foam roller. This is where we might use a harder surface like a PVC pipe to really get into your calf or your Achilles, or roll onto that TFL that can access more internal rotation. So that's where there is a ton of benefit to foam rolling. So I always believe foam rolling could be beneficial in the beginning of a workout, depending on what you're doing. So if you're squatting, deadlifting, if you're gonna play basketball and you need to have full functioning of your hip, you need to have full range of motion of your ankle, I think there's value in foam rolling your calves, foam rolling your hips, your TFL, your glutes, and that's it. We never spend more than 30 to 60 seconds on each area because anything after 60 seconds almost becomes a waste of time. And then from a recovery standpoint, there's a ton of benefit if you're gonna foam roll at the end of your workout to go from sympathetic to parasympathetic to bring your body down, or at the end of the night, because again, it can bring you in a more parasympathetic state, so that could help you sleep better. So this is where foam rolling has its benefits. I don't believe, and I know many people also agree, you don't need to spend 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes foam rolling. To me, it's anywhere from 90 seconds to 3 minutes, and this is where you can improve your movement in your training session to access more mobility. Right, like I said before. You're not going to increase flexibility, you can access more mobility that's going to assist you in your workout. So do I think everyone should be foam rolling once a day? Yes, because most people are really tight, are really stiff, and they struggle accessing various ranges of motion, and they struggle with that piece of mobility. All athletes need to get in various positions in their sport, and all athletes need to be healthy. And I think foam rolling has a place in the recovery piece. Right, like I said, it does not mean you need to do it for 3 or for 20, 30 minutes. It could be done for 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the night to calm your system down. I love foam rolling because I've dealt with some knee discomfort. I've dealt with some ankle discomfort. I've dealt with some back discomfort. And what I have found personally, as well as experience-based with my athletes, if you spend good time foam rolling your quads, your glutes, your calves, you can down-regulate those muscles, which could be yanking on the tendons and the joints, which can really be causing some discomfort at those areas. So I have found success both with myself as well as athletes before, after, and late into the evening with foam rolling. So long story short, foam rolling, research does prove that it's beneficial. It can help release the fascia surrounding the muscle, which can help access more mobility in various movements. It can help down-regulate your system to help you recover later throughout the day and help you sleep better at night, which ultimately will will allow you to perform better and see those results that you want. So that's my take on foam rolling. I hope that breaks it down a little bit. And like I said, there's so many different variations of soft tissue work, right? From foam rollers, different sizes, to peanuts, to lacrosse balls, and to PVC pipes, which can also provide benefit too. I hope that helped. Like, comment, share, pass this along to a coach, to a parent, to an athlete, because I think this can provide a lot of value to helping athletes and adults access better positions as well as improve their performance. Thanks for tuning in.